So this book has recently been published. It's a reprint of J.W. Wilbarger's book, Indian Depredations in Texas, that concentrates on Young, Jack, Palo Pinto, and Parker counties. So it's called Selected Stories of the Western Frontier from Indian Depredations in Texas by J.W. Wilbarger, edited by me, edited by Jake Akins. What this book is a selection of stories all along the Western Frontier, that happened in Young, Jack, Palo Pinto, and Parker counties. Even though it happened in only 4 counties around here, it's still almost 200 pages long. But I did write an introduction to the book explaining why I chose these 4 counties. And why I chose these 4 counties is because some of the key events of the Western Frontier happened in Young, Jack, Palo Pinto, and Parker counties. And one, possibly the most important event of the history of the Western Frontier, happened in Young County, which is called the Warren Wagon Train Massacre. And so in the introduction to this book, I explain all of that and why I chose these 4 counties. But in the 1860s through the 1880s, J.W. Wilbarger collected stories of Indian attacks that happened all up and down the Texas frontier. Now that book is about 700 pages long and includes about 250 different Indian attacks on settlers over the span of from the 1820s through the 1870s. And it doesn't include the French or the Spanish or anything that happened prior. This is just attacks on, what we think of as the Western Frontier, and was only concerned with Anglo-American, and African-American settlers. And so in that area, which I include in the book, in those 4 counties, if you count up all of the individual Indian attacks, it numbers over 100. In fact, between Fort Richardson, which was in Jacksboro, and Fort Griffin, which is outside of Albany, that corridor of area right there was the most dangerous place in the history of the Western Frontier. Well, at least in the 1860s and 70s. That was the most dangerous spot in North America. And so this book, if you want a copy, I have hard covers and soft covers. Just send me a message and I can mail it out to you. And you could just pay me by Venmo. I have a Venmo. I'll let you know what that is if you want a copy. So it's a reprint of those 4 counties, stories from those 4 counties by J.W. Wilbarger. Thank you.